Alright, what's up guys? Happy Monday. It is the Monday after daylight saving, so I'm not gonna lie, it's I'm very groggy, but I'm good. And tonight is an awesome shark to talk about. This is the crocodile shark, which is not a very well-known cousin to the great white, or a distant cousin to the great white. They're in the same order lamniforms, but there's not a lot known. There's not a lot known about this shark, so. We got a couple people here. Hey Howard, what's up, man? Thank you for sharing your art. This piece is awesome. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to come on before I. Hey Roy, what's up, man? Do you guys? This is a dumb question, but do you guys have daylight savings? Is that an international thing? Is that an American thing? I hate it either way. Like we set the clocks back or forward yesterday. And I have lost all sense of time, and it is wacky. So I was actually a little nervous that the stream would be off schedule, but everybody okay, awesome. So it's an international thing. Okay, yeah, I know it's a dumb question, but it's just like, man, that's how you guys doing? And also, what's funny, like. It feels like it's been forever since our last stream, which I know was just last week with Connor, but like it's been busy. So, but speaking of Connor, got some really cool follow up. So first of all, like thank you guys for your questions. Like he loved being on the stream, and I was able to ask Roy's question about weirdest thing he's ever seen. With a shark do, and it was a nurse shark, and it is the behavior of like rolling on its back to scratch itself, which now I think about it, I've never heard of that behavior either, and I think during the stream there was like it was like yeah yeah, for sure. Connor was awesome. Like I'm so glad he was able to jump on board, because like he's a champ, and he like I really appreciate his work. And anyway, like that, I think on like the beach cam, or like the underwater cam, we did see a glimpse of the nurse shark at the very bottom of the frame, scratching its back. But that's a behavior I've never heard of, and that's the weirdest thing. To answer your question from last week, that is the weirdest thing he's ever seen, or the most unusual thing he's ever seen a shark do. So. Which is really cool, and it was really cool that it was like our species too. That it was like the nurse shark subject species. So that was pretty fun. Another bit of follow up from last week. Connor, I wasn't expecting this, but like this is actually really cool. If you guys ever want to if you're ever in the area, he's offered an invitation to see him. Like you're more than welcome to visit. And like if you're ever visiting, let me see. I think he's in Gainesville. Let me see what's. He gave me his address recently. Jensen Beach. Okay, so if you're ever in the Jensen Beach area, and where is that? Sorry, Jensen Beach, Florida. That's it. Oh, it was awesome. Okay, so that's near Palm Beach, so that's like southern Florida. But if you guys are ever in that area, either on vacation or if you're doing anything like kind of like shark related or marine science related, like he's invited you guys you're welcome to visit anytime. And if you ever want to do that, or if the occasion arises in the future, please feel free to send a message on the Dr. Jaws forum. So just on the website, and I'll look you guys up and be able to kind of help arrange that. So but. So just let me know any time, and this is exclusively for people who are on that stream. So for future viewers on that stream, I'm gonna you, and this would be kind of creepy. But for you guys who were on stream last week, you're more than welcome to reach out. So also my screen change. I had poster crocodiles and alligators just for fun up here, but. I just want to shout out to, and just want to make sure it's on my screen, to Howard Hare's art on the crocodile shark, which is super awesome. And I really love, again, proportions are really hard on sharks, but Howard, you definitely nailed it. And also the turning, the position of the animal, so you can kind of see a really cool profile of its unique shape. It's a weird looking shark. with the enormous eyes, the short stub nose, like the features that do, like when you see it, it obviously is like a lambda form. Like it definitely looks like a cousin to like the great white or the mako sharks, but it is so unusual and unique in its own way. So, and I really love. This is definitely like a Twilight Zone fish, but is this like a lanternfish or a dragonfish? It looks really cool. So, I love that like little detail as well. So, hey Anya, what's up? So I was just telling the stream earlier. I don't know if you were here for this, but Connor sent an invitation to everybody who was on last week's stream to they're welcome to visit him if they're ever in the Jensen Beach area in southern Florida. So and if you ever want to do that visit, just let me know via the I closed out my window, but via the Dr. Jaws forum. So where are we? Sorry, I'll keep this open. So, but I also got to update my website someday. It's really old. Brought to you by Squarespace. Not really, but I mean Squarespace is awesome. So it's legitimately awesome. Free promo for Squarespace. So, but feel free to use a forum if you ever want to do that someday. So, but thanks again, Howard, for this artwork. It's super cool, and it's actually going to be one of the few images we'll see tonight of this species. I try to find video footage, and there's none on YouTube. Even if you type in the scientific name Pseudocarcharias kamoharai, it's just gonna come up with videos of sharks and crocodiles interacting. But and I think what's funny is that the people who tagged those videos know the scientific name, I guess to to increase viewership for those kinds of videos. It's very odd, but anyway, I can't find any actual footage of the species. And as far as images, sorry about that, there's not a lot. So let's take a look at what little we have on this shark. So, oh my gosh. All right, so this is really interesting. Oh, sorry, zooming in too much. So this is our crocodile shark. One thing immediately standing out to me, which is really kind of wild looking, is look how enormous the gill slits are in relation to the head, and almost kind of I mean it reminds me of a basking shark. You know how a basking shark, which is also a cousin, the gill slits almost encircle the head like a collar. I think it's really interesting that this is a very similar feature. So it's not quite to the extent of the basking shark, but I was not expecting that. In just taking a look at a photo of the specimen, and the eyes are enormous. That is so big. So we could probably deduce that this guy likes to go into deep water. Oh, Howard found some pics on Google. Awesome. All right, so yeah, feel free to send me. Oh, lanternfish. Awesome. Sorry, sure. Lanternfish. So, I'm sorry, I'm catching up on the comments. I'm really excited about learning more about the shark, because this one is a mystery. This is going to be one of our. There's so many sharks in the world that there's just not a lot of information on them, and they're very exciting to kind of talk about, because they're sort of the mystery species, and also kind of the edge of discovery, if you will. I really like that, it's 2023 and the music died. I don't know why the music died. Oh, there it is. It's 2023 and there's still uncharted territory as far as sharks are concerned. So I think it's extremely cool. And this is definitely, I would say this is one of those species. So from the underside, it's this does remind me in a weird way of a shrunken down sand tiger snout, which is another. This is such a wild animal, because it's a wild species, because it's got these elements that are from other lambda forms, but it's its own unique thing. Specifically the eyes. The eyes are uniquely big. His fins are a little small, and even the dorsal fin. Look at that. That's a pretty low rise on that fin. So, and also this is a kind of a fun photo where you can see very clearly the lateral line. So I'm sure you guys know this, but the lateral line, and actually all fish have or I think all fish, most fish, just in case there's a crazy exception, but most fish and all sharks have a lateral line, which is a really cool feature that it feels vibrations in the water. So if there's it can pick up vibrations at a really like a far distance. It's not the same thing as the electromagnetic sense. It's a physical sense where it's like if fish are swimming in the water, like they create a ripple effect in the water physically, and like the shark has these special, and actually all fish have special organs on the lateral line that help detect that kind of pressure when fish are swimming by. So it's pretty interesting. So. The anal fins are very small, and the pelvic fins are very small. Anal fin and second dorsal are very small. It's so interesting. These are grouped very closely together, and then the first dorsal is midway on the body, but all features are very small. This almost is like, it kind of reminds, and this is not the same group at all, but it kind of reminds me of like a 7-gill shark or a 6-gill shark. Just that body plan. So it's going to be interesting as we learn more about the niche of this species. Like, what kind of habitat does this occupy? So, much pudge. Yeah, he is pudgy. So, thank you, Anya. You know what's wild, by the way? We gotta find another photo, but like, we're talking about how small these features are, but then that caudal fin looks like, like a mid-water column, like Crocodile Shark, or like not a mako or white shark at all, because it's too it's not, the lower caudal fin is not big enough, but still, I mean, that's actually a lot sharper looking and a lot more robust looking than the other fins on this body. So this is an interesting build. I don't know, I'm really curious learning more about why it looks like this. So let's see if we get some more photos. Also, as always, I hope you guys have a really cool snack or something nice to drink. I've got a cup of chocolate black mint tea, which it's that kind of night, it's that kind of vibe. So here we go. This is going to be interesting. Fairly recent discovery, 1936. It's not too far away, not too old, but not too new. That's a pretty interesting caption. Matsubara discovered the shark. Interesting. So, let's see what else we could see in this photo. And while that's loading, let's see. Here we go. Just want to pull up Crocodile Shark facts from Sharks of the World. Alright. Okay, I think we're seeing... Oh, there we go. Wow. That's a pretty sizable caudal fin. And again, the lower lobe is surprisingly big. I think that's actually possibly maybe more developed than sand tiger lobes when you look at that proportionally. That's pretty interesting. So, crocodile shark. Probably a strong, active swimmer, may migrate vertically to surface at night, deeper water by day. Very distinctive, small, slender-bodied oceanic shark. Oh, with small fins, long upper caudal lobe, conical head with huge eyes, 5 long, broad gill slits, and prominent, long, slender teeth on highly protrusible jaws. Ooh, that's gonna be cool. So that's kind of like a goblin shark, another cousin. Gray or gray-black brown, or sorry, back lighter brown, lighter below light edge fins. It lives worldwide in oceanic tropical waters. So it just is like an open ocean kind of species. Habitat is usually well offshore, far from land, from the surface to at least 590 meters. Okay, so that's Twilight Zone, but that's not deeper. That's interesting. Population has been increasing due to a relatively fast growth and possibly the depletion of larger oceanic sharks that predate on and or compete with this species. So crocodile sharks are frequently caught as bycatch in pelagic logging fisheries, but are usually discarded. So that's interesting. So a while ago, we did talk about how, and I think it's the Atlantic sharpnose shark video, we did talk about how, I think we talked about how there have been studies where if you remove top level, like massive sharks, like if massive sharks are on a decline in the environment, or in a habitat, their niche becomes replaced by smaller sharks. And sharpnose sharks are an example of like occupying vacancies in a niche. And it's interesting is that sounds like that might be something similar going on with the crocodile shark, where if large oceanic sharks are being depleted, and a classic example I can think of is probably the oceanic white-tip shark, Carcharodontis longimanus. Maybe it's giving a weird opportunity for these guys to take that niche, and that's interesting that might be a thing. So we definitely got to look for studies that might support that. Pretty interesting. So let's see what else we got in these gnarly teeth. Look at that. Now it's a little, I know it's a little fuzzy, but like curving inward, really long, really sharp, very, very much like sand tiger teeth. But again, the uniquely huge eyes. So interesting. He's got a pretty, like, there's something about, like, the mackerel sharks, like the lamniforms, that, like, their head is always very similar. It's like this, I guess the right way to call it is like a conical snout, but it's like, like all lamniforms, they have this, like, really pronounced, like, it's this big unit. Like, they have these big boofy heads. Like I don't know how to describe it, but like it's interesting seeing across multiple different families that conical snout is sort of a thing in this order. So yeah, very cool. It's so fascinating that like the caudal fin is so big, but again, like these dorsal fins and pectoral fins and pelvic fins, all the other fins are small. So you know, and it's an open ocean shark. That is so interesting. So let's see if we can get some more pictures. I think this is probably the same one. So, whoa, fish base is, wow. All right. Okay, fish base has got, oh my gosh, fish base has got a lot. Well, thank you, fish base. Okay, I don't know where to start. Wow. This looks like a living, like a pretty close to life photo. Wow, look at that. Caught in Angola. Wow, man. Yeah, that's I guess that's freshly caught. Holy man. You can see the reflection in the eyes. You could definitely see like the bristling teeth. And yeah, those are actually kind of, I would think, what do you guys think? Like, I think those are pretty huge for a shark of this size. Like, those are pretty big proportionally, but man, that was really cool. Ooh, interesting. So, Roy, I just saw your comment. It's like a lamniform shark decided to borrow some lantern shark genes. You know what? That's actually kind of like, I think that's pretty on point. Like, it's a similar, like, build, you know, like that long, like, small fins, but like kind of like that long tubular build. So, and yeah, fish base. Yeah, yeah, fish base definitely delivered. However, that looks quite fresh and good detail. Yeah, like I think this one was recently caught. Like the color is a little dark. Although I don't. I wonder if we could find maybe an in-life photo. Because like you know how sharks like their color changes when they're stressed out. So I don't know how natural that is or how stressed this individual was at that time. Ooh, this is interesting. This looks like a small guy. Oh, that's, you know, look at that. Okay. Is it just me, or is the lower, and this might be just like a juvenile, but like, is the lower lobe, that looks like kind of more like an even triangle, but I thought the other sharks kind of had it more of like a sharp curve. Unless, yeah, it might be just me. Maybe daylight savings. No, maybe daylight savings is affecting me. I don't know. That looks like more of like a. I don't know. That looks more like a curve. Where's that other guy? And that looks more like a triangle. It could be the position of the individual, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if we can keep seeing that somewhere. This is. Wow. All right, so this looks like a very fresh individual. Man, those eyes are huge. Wow. I like the look of these. Man. Let's see if we can see. cusps. I can't get a good read on how many cusps this guy has on his teeth. But you can see both top and bottom jaws, and let me verify that. Yeah, it's a pretty similar tooth morphology, like just very thin and curving inward. And it's actually really cool to see when you get to the back of the mouth for the upper jaw, you can kind of see like that very, what's the word? Not radical curve, but like this really deep, like it's a very deep curve, like a very, very steep curve, or like a really steep angle, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I like his little white patch. Interesting. This one was caught in Brazil. Let's see what else. That is a decayed specimen. That is closer to the... this is closer to what I saw at the Virginia Institute of Marine Science, just like as a preserved specimen. So this is definitely very damaged. But you can get a really good glimpse of the jaws. Yeah, this looks like super dehydrated. Because this is like the skin is like wrapping around like the oh god, the chondrocranium. But you can clearly see like the ampullae lorenzini here, which the organs that detect the electromagnetic field. These are wild teeth. These are so cool. Very clean too. Very like just there's no what's the word? There's no cusplets. It's just a just a straight dagger. There's no serrations. It's just a straight spear. It's very interesting. Check in the comments. Piscivorous dentition. Good call, Howard. Yeah, for sure. Like this guy, I would not be surprised. Yeah, it's just like maybe just eating exclusively fish. So, a mini mako of huge eyes. Yeah, I mean, first like literally, like this. It's kind of what this is. It's a pretty wild looking shark. It's like a Chihuahua great white. I like that. Good call, Roy. Yeah, it's like, how big do these get? That's actually a good question. Max 122 centimeters. So that's a small shark. So that is 1.2 meters. So that's about 4 feet, maybe. Let me calculate that. Actually, I'm curious. Why do we have this system of measurement? I do not know. It makes no sense. 4 feet, that's basically 4 feet. I don't know why we have feet or yards or whatever. It's ridiculous. But anyway. Ridiculous. Let's see what else we got. So 4 feet for the US. This is still a small guy. It's a small shark. Possibly the smallest lamniform. I wonder if this is the smallest lamniform. Sand tigers are bigger. Goblin sharks are bigger, right? Yeah, goblin sharks are way bigger. Is this the smallest guy? Whoa! Oh my gosh! I think this is actually the smallest one. I had no idea. Okay, well, this is the smallest one. The one website said it was the smallest. Man, that's crazy. So this is such a unique shark, like amongst giants. Like, you got the basket shark, the second largest shark in the world. You got the white shark, the largest like predator. I don't know how to describe it, but like the largest. I don't want to say predatory shark because technically all sharks are predators, but like the largest shark that eats the biggest things is like a great white shark. So you got that, and you got the megamouth. I believe the megamouth is the third largest shark in the world. Man, so it's you got all the sand tigers, you got the thresher sharks, the longest tail in the world, the goblin shark, the salmon shark, the poor beagle. You got all these different species. This guy is the small mini cousin to them all. That is so cool. I like it. I like that niche. And again, if a shark is small and quick to grow, maybe not necessarily small, but usually like maybe not necessarily small, but like if it's quick to grow and quick to reproduce, which sometimes is associated with small size, it actually theoretically may be much more successful. Kind of in this world of fishing pressure. So, you know what? I'm seeing in a lot of photos a white patch. Unless I don't think this is the same individual. Like this interesting white mark. Not in everybody, but there's a white patch. That's a white patch. Let's make sure these are not the same. This is Pakistan, and he has a white patch. This is Brazil, and he has a white patch. This is interesting. This is also Pakistan, so that might be the same one. Unless I clicked on that twice and I'm forgetting. Oh, this is Pakistan. This might be the same one. This might be the same stuff. I'm gonna find one more that has a white patch that from a different part of the world. This is no, that's still Pakistan. Pakistan. I don't know. Maybe this one. What's this one? Pacific Southwest, South Pacific. So, where are you? Where'd it go? Come on! I can't open this, but I don't know why I can't open that. But it is a white patch from the South Pacific. So I'm curious, like, what that might be, if anything. Most of the images I looked at had the white patch. This is interesting. I wonder what this is. So, I wonder. That's actually really cool because usually you cannot use color, or color is not a reliable way to identify sharks. But this is occurring often enough where it's like this is kind of like an interesting feature. I don't know. This is really wild. Here's a good picture. Timor-Leste, or at least. Apologies if I pronounce that incorrectly, but nice little caudal notch right there. This individual looks pretty fresh. Wow. Huge gill slits, conical boofy head, humongous eyes, bristling teeth, small dorsal fins, small pectoral fins, but pretty big caudal fin, and a long, noodly body, for lack of a better word, and pudge, as Anya has pointed out. So this is, and small. This is a small chihuahua, as Roy pointed out. This is a small shark, or rather, this is like one of a kind. I really enjoy like any kind of grouping of animals that are just like you see it and you know immediately what this is. You cannot mistake it for something else, and it looks like we have that with Pseudocarcharias kamoharai. So, I think we should go into some research. Let's take a quick gander if there's any more images. I don't think there are, but I think we looked at that. Oh, this is kind of an interesting one. Okay, this might. Oh, I hate seeing that. So Sorry. I won't stay here too long, but you know what is interesting though in this photo? You can see. I don't know if this is the right term as far as physiology goes, but segmentation, I think that's what that's called, where it's like you see these like little rivets or like these little indentations along the body, like they're body segments or like muscle segments. I think segmentation is the right word for that, and this is not just for sharks. This is many animals, most animals or most vertebrates, like have kind of a segmentation, but I don't know, it's pretty interesting. Got the little white fringes on the fins. Yeah, I don't want to stay here too long because it's a sad picture, but I think that might be it as far as images. let's double check because this website, I forget what this is called. This is do 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 do. This has been a pretty good site for what is this called? For material, although yeah, there's not a lot. Sea gallery. There's not a lot. This is a pretty mysterious species. So, all right. Well, here I'll close out my Dr. Jaw's website. I think we should probably just dive into the research, and let's actually start with IUCN Red List and kind of see what's going on with the conservation of the species and where the species like what the biology is of the species, because Florida Museum of Natural History, as awesome as it is, it doesn't have a profile on crocodile sharks, which again I think that's really cool because it's sort of like a mysterious, not well-known species. So small and friend-shaped once again. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Ooh, good call, Howard. Don't know if it's a juvenile trait. It could be. That's actually, that literally, that the white patch might be. Let's keep an eye out if there's something in the literature that we read, like if that is a thing, because a lot of shark species do have juvenile coloration. Bull sharks are a good example where the juveniles have dusky fin tips. Sometimes like they look black, but then they fade with time. I believe either the piked dogfish or the Atlantic sharp-nosed sharks have a transition period with their spots. Like the spots disappear or reappear at a certain stage of their life cycle. So it like point being, like color can actually change with age for a lot of shark species. So very conflicted on whether the shark's color is either brown or very muddy green. What's cool is that like that could be like iridescence, or it could be like just sort of like in life, like seeing a shark in life, they have an iridescent sheen, especially when they're healthy and they're not stressed. So I'm wondering if I mean that could be it in that photo, because I think that last photo was a pretty fresh specimen. So. And yeah, good point, Howard. I think when you remove deep water sharks from the environment, it really changes their appearance, for sure, especially with like the pressure. And inadvertently, probably the pressure change on the stress of the animal is probably also affects the color as well. So again, when sharks are feeling stressed, their bodies typically darken in color, and their vibrancy decreases. They become a bit duller in color. So. But let's see. So IUCN Red List crocodile shark, it's listed as least concern. Cosmopolitan distribution around the tropical areas of the world, which is wild to think about. And it's its own family and genus, Pseudocarcharidae, Pseudocarcharias. So we don't have a Latin sample, but I can translate this as pseudo meaning smaller or lesser, and carcharis or Carcharidae or Carcharias, it actually is Latin for shark. So, because like Crocodile Shark is like the shark tooth shark, or Carcharias taurus is the bull shark. Even though it's a sand tiger shark, I don't know why the Latin name is like that. But anyway, this nomenclature, it means like little shark, which I really appreciate. Or lesser shark. I forget if pseudo means like lesser or smaller or little, but basically. Whoever named this picked up on picked up on the vibe that we're all picking up, where it's like it's a small friendly shaped shark minus the bristly teeth. So let's see. Although I think this depth range is pretty interesting because we've got like the upper depth limit is 0 meters, but then the lower depth limit, that's like mid twilight zone. So it is definitely a dark environment. But it's like those eyes are so huge. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you told me it was like it could go deeper, but that's still pretty deep. So population in detail. Let's see what we got. There is a high degree of genetic flow between the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. However, further studies are required to determine population connectivity throughout the rest of the species range. Abundance varies among regions, with the highest catch rates in the Indian Ocean. In the Pacific Ocean, crocodile sharks are abundant in the tropics and rare in the subtropics, while in the Indian Ocean, this pattern is reversed. Interesting. Crocodile shark encounters and catch rates in pelagic longline fisheries have been increasing over time. Increases in catches may be reflective of the shifting nature of the fisheries, as there are several factors shown to affect catch rates, including fishing gear depth, bottom depth, and moon phase, or possibly mesopredator release as larger pelagic predators have been removed from the system. So there we go. This is a second little note on that. Possibly mesopredator release as the larger pelagic predators have been removed from the system. So top-level oceanic predators like oceanic white tips, or I think dusky sharks would count. Dusky sharks are coastal pelagic. They are huge. They get to be about 14 feet, or how big is that in metric system? That is... Wait, can I do this right? That is 4 meters. I think I did that right. 4 meters. Yeah, I did that right. 4 meters. So, it is unlikely that increasing catches of crocodile shark will result of any shifts between fishing at night for swordfish versus during the day for tuna, as time of day was not found to be an important explanatory variable in catch rates. Interesting. So, I will say, just to kind of add on to this, fisheries over time, and it's not a surprise, have gotten better at like deep water fishing, and a really good example, at least in the United States, is orange roughy. Have you guys ever heard of orange roughy or had orange roughy? Like, unfortunately, like when I was a kid, like my mom would always get that actually. And I didn't know at the time, but orange roughy is a deep water fish, and it was a fish that was not on like the menu until like I forget when they started fishing for orange roughy. But that's a twilight zone fish. That's not a fish that you get in shallow water. And orange roughy, I think, is you're not allowed to catch it anymore, or it's like very like restricted now. So, but it's an example of like something that wasn't on the dinner. Orange roughy is fantastic. It is very good. Like I do agree, it is very good. But yeah, like it is something that what's the word? I think 100 years ago it wasn't really a thing that was, or maybe not 100 years ago, maybe even 50 years ago, it wasn't really a thing that was on a dinner table. And then as time has gone on, and like shallow water fisheries maybe started to kind of collapse. It depends on the fish species. Some fisheries got a lot better at deep water fishing. So all that to say that some like this note about higher encounters with crocodile sharks because the fishing gear is improved, like that makes sense. I think that tracks. So moon phase is interesting. So I don't know exactly as far as like the moon's direct effect on fishes. I do know that like the moon has a powerful effect on prey items, and actually maybe moon has like I'm sure probably the moon has a huge impact on different fishes as far as like breeding like cycles and like mating behavior. But as far as like invertebrates go, which the fish feed on, a lot of invertebrates do time their mating with full moons. So like sea worms and things like that, like they do time that mating strategy with lunar cycles, and inadvertently it draws a lot of fish in, that like to eat those invertebrate prey items. So I'm curious if that's what they mean about moon phase, or something like that is what they mean about moon phase. But it's a huge ocean, and the moon is huge, and I don't know everything about fisheries as far as how the moon affects them. So that's my little small contribution, is that I know a lot of invertebrates like the moon, but I don't know the rest of that. So fun fact, by the way, just about marine science in general, there's a lot of invertebrates in the ocean, including worms. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, because that does not usually... I think Blue Planet actually did a good job at showcasing invertebrates. Like the latest Blue Planet started to kind of show more invertebrates, but most of wildlife documentaries, they don't bother showing like invertebrates, partially because they're probably not as exciting, I think, on film as like dolphins and whales and sharks, and then also maybe they kind of creep people out. But there's a lot of worms in the ocean. Fun fact, if you ever want to study marine science. There's a lot of invertebrates in the ocean, and they're very important. And I don't know why I'm talking about worms. It's daylight savings. So conservation actions, or actually, let's see the assessment details. There we go. Sorry for skipping over this. So, biological productivity may be limited by small litter sizes, although it is a relatively fast-growing, with females reaching maturity at 5 years of age. That is very young. For a shark, that is really, really quick. The crocodile shark is a regular bycatch in pelagic swordfish and tuna long lines, but is usually discarded by commercial fleets. I love it when people discard sharks, like the Port Jackson shark. I really appreciate people taking the time to throw it back overboard and let it be. So thank you. The previous assessment inferred population reductions from reductions in larger co-occurring sharks, resulting in near-threatened assessment. However, encounters and catch rates of crocodile shark in pelagic longline fisheries have been increasing over time. It is uncertain whether this is a result of the shifting nature of fisheries or the possibility of mesopredator release. So repeating what we just read. While this needs further confirmation, the crocodile shark is widespread, appears to be increasing in abundance, and is assessed as least concern. Due to the high overlap between species range and pelagic fisheries, together with its limited biological productivity, catch rates and population trends should continue to be monitored. So, good field of study. This would be a really good species to work on. Let's see. Habitat and ecology in detail. The crocodile shark is an epi and mesopelagic species, recording from the surface to 590 meters. It is thought to display vertical migrations, occurring in deeper waters during the day and moving towards the surface at night. Okay. Species is small. A baby is smaller. Reproduction is oophagous, so with litter sizes of 4 pups. That's interesting. So that means it's kind of like the sand tiger shark. It means, what's the word? Developing embryos in the womb will eat undeveloped embryos, or undeveloped eggs in the womb. So that's very similar to sand tiger sharks, although I think sand tiger sharks have full intrauterine. I guess this counts as intrauterine cannibalism. It's a similar thing. So, yeah, because it does count as that. So, female age at maturity is 5 years, and maximum age is 13 years. Generation length is therefore 9 years. Okay. That is very, very quick for a shark. These sharks give me hope. Let's see. Threats in detail. I won't read the whole thing, but I'm kind of curious. I'm curious specifically what other kinds of predators go after the shark. So I wonder if there's a way we could find that. No conservation actions. I don't know. I wonder, maybe the fish-based summary, I wonder if fish-based might have something on that. Just a little note before we dive into sharkreferences.com, which will probably have it. It's going to be a lot of research to go through, but embryo Hunger Games. Oh my goodness. I just saw your comment, Roy. A lot of comments. Howard, I read their main prey are lanternfish and bristlemouth. Lanternfish are the most populous vertebrates on Earth. Yeah, that is so cool. I think it's amazing that and it makes sense just given the scale of the ocean, but it's still so mind blowing. I read there was Anya. I read there was an interest in directing a fishery for them too, which is no. Holy shit! I'm sorry for cursing. I mean, that's the internet. I guess I can curse, but still, oh man, that would be awful. I hope we don't have a directed lanternfish fishery. That would be horrible. So, definitely sperm whales. Ooh, as a predator, man. Probably the big 6 and 7 gill sharks might prey on them. These are good. Yeah, I think both would make sense. Yeah. Let's see what's on fish base. Those that would be kind of wild. Man, let's see. Oh, here we go. There's a Latin name. Sorry. I got this wrong. Pseudo means false. My apologies. So pseudo actually means false or fake. Well, that's sad. So, fake shark? That's sad. I like small shark. So, I didn't realize pseudo meant fake. So, sorry about that. Kamoharai is in honor of ichthyologist Toshiji Kamohara, who secured type at fish market and presented it to Matsubara. Interesting. So, okay. Pseudo. I'm trying to think other words like pseudo. Like pseudo legendary Pokemon. Pseudo. Pseudoscience. That. Yeah. Pseudoscience. That makes sense. Pseudoscience doesn't mean small science, it means fake science. So, gotcha. Okay. Oh, here we go. Light or dark gray above, paler below, white fins, white edge, sometimes with small white spots on the body, and a white blotch between mouth and gill slits. So the patch, or the blotch, is a thing. Very, very cool. So this is something unique to this guy. Okay. I love this sentence. Although considered not dangerous to people, its powerful jaws, jaw muscles, and teeth invite respect. I love that. Beautifully written. Oh man, utilized for its large, squalene, rich liver. Feeds on small pelagic bony fishes, squids, and shrimp. Yeah. Fish base is a good starting point, but yeah, it looks like we don't have a predator list. I don't think this would be on the summary of... so sharkreferences.com, I don't think we look at these pages too much. We definitely look at the literature references a lot, but the landing pages for each species are pretty good. You know, they're pretty robust, so I just want to see if there's a quick summary on who this guy's predators might be. No, we got parasites, but no predators, so looks like we'll have to dive in. We'll start with the most recent. Also, while I'm kind of looking for something to maybe start with, so far, like just kind of a random question, what have been your 3 favorite streams? Like your 3 favorite, and it could be for any reason, but your 3 favorite shark streams or species we talked about, shark, just out of curiosity. So, and I'll write my 3 too. Once I find a cool thing. Just rolling. Ooh. This looks interesting. Body forms of extant lamniform sharks and comments on the morphology of the extinct megatooth shark. That, Atotus megalodon, and the evolution of lamniform thermophysiology. That sounds pretty cool. I think that's a good place to start, so. Let's see. So this is Philip C. Stearns, Jake J. Wood, and Kenshu Shimada in who is this? Historical biology. So the megatooth shark, Atotus megalodon, is an iconic neogene lamniform shark known only from its teeth and vertebrae. Its thermophysiology is previously inferred to have been regionally endothermic, like the extant lamnids that are active predatory lamniforms. I'm actually kind of curious if crocodile sharks have a feature like that. I'm gonna guess they don't. My guess is they probably don't need to raise their body temperature, but we'll see as we read this. By considering the entire Lambda as the ecological and physiological analog to Megalodon, a recent study proposed inferred body dimensions of Megalodon based on morphometric analysis on body forms of extinct lamnids. Here, we reassess the recent study by testing whether a two-dimensional approach used in the study can actually tease out the difference between ectothermic and endothermic fishes in the first place. Morphometric comparisons of the whole body and different body parts, for example, the head, different fins, and precaudal body with and without fins, among the 15 extant species of lamiiforms were conducted using principal component analysis and simple clustering methods. Whew! Our study strongly indicates that two-dimensionally there's no relationship between thermophysiology and body form in lamiiforms. The reality is that there are presently no scientific means to support or refute the accuracy of any of the previously published body forms of Megalodon. We also clarify that regional endothermy likely evolved in multiple clades independently through lamiiform phylogeny. That's really cool. So that means like different groups. Okay, so different groups of sharks may have independently adapted or evolved that trait of being able to raise their body temperature. So it's not just one single clade, like one grouping. It actually could be multiple groupings. So that's pretty cool. And, oh shoot, this is something you had to buy. I'm sorry. Well, that was a cool idea. Cool study, I didn't realize that. Can I click on this and it takes me to something magical? Nope, shoot. Yep, gotta buy it. So, can't do that. Alright, let's see if we can find something else. So, and checking the comments. Alright, Roy, Bonnethead, Port Jackson, and Snaggletooth. Yeah, for sure, guys. Like, those were good ones. Port Jackson especially, that was a cute shark. That was super cute. Howard, Snaggletooth, Greenland, Bonnethead shark. Awesome. So, like, I learned a lot on the Greenland shark stream. Like I was actually really surprised by some of the things that we learned about that species. Like from like the toxic flesh and like, you know, it was really cool. So, my favorite, I'll type them in the chat. Let's see. And this is actually really hard because like, actually wait, here we go. Well, one of them is basking shark. I like that moment of the basking shark leaping out of the water, like blew my mind. I had no idea those sharks breach. So that was a big moment for me. I think, is the snaggletooth shark the one? I think that's the one where we did the fossil stream. Or was it the bonnethead shark that we did the fossil stream? Whatever we did the fossils first, that was a lot of fun. And like, I really, really loved that. And then I'm gonna say like Nurse Shark / Connor stream. I had a lot of fun just catching up with Connor and like doing that live, and it was like a little scary to like do that like live in terms of like I've never really done like it wasn't an interview but like a buddy stream before, and that was a lot of fun. So like I really enjoyed that. So but yeah, like those are all like I love your guys' answers because like those like we've really truly learned a lot together. Like I'm really shocked like how much I honestly didn't know about some of these species. A lot of the Atlantic ones that I'm very familiar with. I'm shocked how much I continue to learn personally from that. So, let's see what else we could find here. A lot of these kind of overlap. They're kind of like catch-all studies, so they're more about shark conservation in general, not specifically, because there's a lot of these that do look familiar. Let's see. I wonder if we could find something specifically focused on our shark. So, oh, what was that? Nope. This might be interesting. This probably is going to be... So there's some little bulletins that... they're not like... this might be one of them. They're not like full-fledged scientific papers, but they are kind of cool little notes to record, and it's not available. Okay, so this was probably a bulletin. It was called A Crocodile Shark, Pseudocarcharias kamoharai, from pelagic waters off Baja California, Mexico. So these little notes are very handy for just making sure that we document the occurrence, especially if it's an unusual occurrence of a species or a first-time occurrence of a species. So that's probably what this was. So let's keep going. First record of the crocodile shark from New Zealand. That sounds fun. I've been rewatching Lord of the Rings recently, so I know New Zealand, of course, is not found. No. Sadness. The old web is dead. What else we got? This is the original. This is really cool. This is basically what we just read on IUCN Red List. This is Pseudocarcharias kamoharai, written by Campagno, extraordinarily famous shark scientist, and Jack Music, another extraordinarily famous shark scientist. Jack Music being based in, or was based in VIMS, Virginia Institute of Marine Science. So he was the, kind of in my part of the world, he was the big name as far as like putting VIMS shark science on the map. So really, really big name. Which I'm really proud of. Like I think that's really awesome. New data off northern Chile or Chile. Aha! Success, I think. Did this work? Yes, we can read. Yay! And it's in Spanish for the most part, but we can maybe find some stuff. So new record of Pseudocarcharias kamoharai off Oh, thank you. I just saw your comment. Thank you, Howard. They've all been awesome. And thanks, Roy. I really appreciate that. That means everything to me. Thank you. You guys have been awesome. Like, dude, it could be really like kind of like putting yourself out there and like, you know, trying to do something in the wide world of the web. Like, it could be a little scary, and I've really truly like lucked out on just meeting you guys and just, you know, being able to share this together. Like you guys are awesome. So it's always, every Monday is always super fun, learning new shark. So oops, music shifted to Zelda. Let me go back to, that was a good Safari vibe that I was really enjoying. So okay. Oh, and shout out to I don't think we've had this before, Fantasy World and World Music by the Feichers. I think they're brothers. And I already subscribed to them a while ago, but they do make really good mixes, so I definitely recommend them if you need some study music. They're really cool. So and they've got, I think it's kind of tricky to kind of nail that rhythm, where it's like you want something that's kind of like engaging but not distracting. I actually had a lot of hard time trying to find music for tonight because I wanted to do something. Ooh, these are cool photos. I wanted to do something, you know, kind of playing with like the crocodile theme, and I know the species can be found in like tropical places in the world, so I kind of wanted to do that vibe. But I had a hard time finding something, and that channel was really a good mix. So again, that was Fantasy and World Music by the Feichers. So this is a really nice photo of the dentition. And you know, I'm just kind of noticing on the lower jaw, it's actually really cool how like protruded that is, because I can't tell if that's like that looks like the actual like, it's like the gum line is really thin, and then it looks like that's the actual skin, you know, like the actual dermal denticles right there. That's pretty extreme. So man, this is mostly in Spanish, maybe all in Spanish, so I don't know. It's only because I actually don't, I took Spanish in elementary school, but I do not read Spanish, so I cannot learn. So okay, here we go. We'll have to, and we'll talk about these crocodilians in a bit. I just had these up for fun, but let's see if we can find something else on this shark. And if I'm going quickly on this, you can't access the ones that are just the blue eye icon, but you can access the ones with the green button. So we're trying to find something with our shark. Ooh, Chennai. This is gonna be interesting. So Chennai in India is a very famous location as far as bull sharks are concerned. The world's largest bull shark was caught in Chennai, India. So I forget how big that guy was. I mean, oh my gosh. I want to say it's like, I forget pounds to kilograms. I have to calculate. I want to say it was like 360 kilograms or kilos, but I don't know if that's insane. Let me make sure I got my measurements right. I live in a country of weird measurements. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, kilograms to pounds. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how accurate that is. We'll have to check on that. Let's put a pin in that because we'll have to check on that later. Because it is the world's largest bull shark. Was caught in Chennai. I just forget exactly how big it was. So, but oh, what just happened? Sorry, I kind of lost my place. Let's see. This paper reports the occurrence of the crocodile shark in the waters off Chennai in the southeast coast of India is a new locality record for the species, confirming its distribution in the Bay of Bengal. And is P. kamoharai is the only representative of the family Pseudocarcharias and the smallest known living mackerel shark. 2.2 kilograms. That is small. That is like my parents have this dog named Fudge, and she is like a Bichon Frise Shih Tzu mix, and this is Fudge sized. So hold on, pounds to kilograms again. That is a small shark. Because like it, you know, that's almost a meter in length, but like weight wise, hold on, that's 5 pounds. That is a small little shark. So. Also, kind of a nerdy fact, as far as measuring sharks, like in terms of like the biggest, I love mass. Mass is my favorite measurement, because it's like, I think the easiest and the default for like if you have like a shark book and you're talking about body size, it's always going to be the length, you know? And I think that's fine, but I also think like, you know, there's a big difference between like a long thin shark and then just a massive, like, you know, like a white shark or a whale shark. Like there's a big difference. So mass is my favorite measurement for any kind of animal, in terms of like if I want to like get a sense of the scale of this. Like for me personally, like mass is my favorite. So fun nerdy fact. Let's see. This individual was collected from landings by a deep sea trawler. This is interesting. So this was published in 2006, and it was the shark was assessed as near threatened in 2006, and then now in 2023, it's been reassessed as least concern. So that's a rare example of an assessment changing for the better. That's pretty interesting. Oh, this is a weird... Can I... That was a strange viewer. I don't know if I did something wrong or... No? Okay. Okay. We'll just kind of... I'm just scanning this with the music. Fudge Pudge. I just saw that. Fudge Pudge. Yeah. You know, Fudge, my parents' dog, is a pudge. She's also very fluffy. So it's like my parents prefer Fudge having like the shortest haircut possible, and she looks kind of like... I don't think it's as effective as the fluffy version of Fudge. Like fluffy Fudge like puffs out and is like around, you know, like you would think it's like a blanket or something. I'll see if I can find a picture someday. But let's see. Well, this is kind of a cool statement. There's no known fishery for the species, and it does not find much commercial significance on account of its rare abundance and well-exploited fishing grounds, small size and low quality meat. But the rare abundance in well-exploited fishing grounds, that's a really interesting statement. You know, like, I mean, I like rareness. I think that's pretty interesting. So. Specimen was caught 300 meters. Oh, I think we saw this photo. I think this was on, and there's a white patch. Look at that. I think this was on Fishbase. This is one of the photos on Fishbase. So, yeah, actually, wait. Is this the one that I was kind of geeking out about in terms of like? Let's see. I'm a little curious now. No, it's not the one I was geeking out about, but I'm pretty sure. I thought we saw this. Maybe not. Okay, it looks like we didn't. All the photos look very similar, but there's like little subtleties you can tell it's not the same one. Interesting. No, that's Brazil. Nope. Okay. Never mind. Let's see. So, it's interesting to talk about the eyes are large, the nictitating eyelids are absent. I don't know if we've ever talked about nictitating membranes, but like they're actually a really cool feature. Let's see. This might be a good time to talk about them. Because they're a feature unique to Carchariniforms. Lambdaforms, oh, meta, look at that. Lambdaforms, shark titanium membrane. Lambdaforms do not have it. Most sharks do not have this. There we go. This is going to be a good video of it. And there we go. So it's a feature unique to Carchariniforms that protects the eye when feeding. So, and lambdaforms, they don't have this. I think, like white sharks, the famous like eyes rolling back into the head, like in Jaws, how they talk about that. That's actually a way to protect the eyeball. And it's sort of like what lambdaforms do, or most sharks do, that don't have this interesting evolutionary feature. I don't know why Carchariniforms evolved a nictitating membrane, and I mean it's very handy. There's a lot of other animals like birds. I think birds are the most famous example of having a nictitating membrane. So, but yeah, I just want to point that out. Because they keep talking about how there's no nictitating membrane on crocodile sharks, and that's not something unique to the species. It's something that's part of most sharks just don't have it. So, but I thought it was a good time to point that out. So, all gill slits highly elongate. Gill makers absent. Okay, I was just kind of curious if there's something else. This is a really nice. Oh, this is a really nice table of measurements. That's really handy. Yeah, I guess for all fish, but for sharks all the time, like having that kind of like specificity as far as the measurements go between features. That is very handy and very helpful. So, especially for trying to identify subtler species like those carcharinids they're so hard to tell apart. So, okay. In spite of the distribution range attributed to the species, it has been reported to occur mostly from waters falling within a $20 20 degrees Celsius. Sorry, 20 degrees Celsius mean annual sea surface temperature isotherm, and seldom from the higher latitudes in the Indian Ocean. That's interesting. 20 degrees Celsius mean annual sea temperatures, which is pretty warm. That's pretty warm. Seldom from higher latitudes in the Indian Ocean. The present report thus confirms the occurrence of P. kamoharai in warmer waters off the Indian subcontinent. That's pretty interesting. He prefers that temperature range. So, not a lot of new things, but a couple. This is a pretty cool report. This is from Shobajo, Kija Kudan, and S. Rajapakyam. So, very cool. All right. Journal of the Marine Biological Association of India. Very, very cool. Let's see what else we could find. Also, while we're here, because I keep accidentally clicking on this, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of like take a look at crocodilians, because I mean, I love reptiles, but I actually don't really know a lot about this group. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to take a look. And shout out if you know anything about any of these species. The one I'm most familiar with is the American alligator, which are typically more docile. They don't really actively go after people. However, this is not at all an animal you approach. When I used to live in Florida, you would assume that every puddle of water has an alligator. That was a really good practice. It's like you would be surprised where you can find alligators. Like, they don't necessarily need a giant pond. They could be like in very, very small bodies of water. And I mentioned it on the stream of Connor, but like probably one of the largest animals I've ever seen in my life. Or at least one of the largest terrestrial animals I've ever seen in my life. Was an American alligator, the size of a car. That thing was terrifying. So, but they're very cool. And again, they're typically docile. They're not like, they don't go after people. A lot of other crocodiles do. Like the Nile crocodile, mugger crocodile, very, very famous for going after people. But American alligator has kind of a milder temperament. And fun fact, the American crocodile, this is something that also can be found in Florida. It is at the very southern end of Florida in the Everglades. It's very rare. This is extremely rare to see, but it is something that does actually exist in Florida. So, American alligators extend up to North Carolina, is their northern range limit, but American crocodiles, they actually do live in Florida, and they're more common in south. Like in South America, and I don't know much about the other guys. Or saltwater crocodiles. I know Steve Rowan really was very like that was his thing, like with that species specifically. So, Anya made a good point about. This is really, really interesting. Anya's made a good point. I'm surprised at the lack of clear resemblance to a crocodile. That is a good point in terms of like why it is named that for the crocodile shark, and that none of the pictures demonstrated the jaw protrusion capability. That's a really good point, and I'm wondering maybe the jaw protrusion is why it got that name. So, and how it's amazing how many extinct crocodilians there are, for sure. Like, I actually didn't realize this many species existed now. Like, most of them I've heard of. I haven't heard of the Chinese alligator or the Siamese crocodile, or the Cuban crocodile. I didn't know that was a species. I think I found another one that was kind of really cool. The Philippine crocodile. No idea that was a thing. Aww, this is really cute. Look how small this guy is. The African dwarf crocodile. That is really, really cool. No idea. West Africa. Okay. I don't know anything about crocodiles. I pretty much, let's just assume I don't really know these species. That's really cool. The saltwater crocodile, very famous, very dangerous. The marsh crocodile. These are wild. The American crocodile. I love the look on American crocodiles, by the way. Like, really, like, very, very narrow snout. Pretty cool. Ooh. Orinoco crocodile? The freshwater crocodile? These are so cool and terrifying. So, alright, well, I'm assuming, getting back to our shark, that maybe the name comes from the jaw protrusion, because that's the only thing that would make sense. Let's see if we can find... Actually, does Fishbase have anything on... Because Fishbase had something... Didn't Fishbase have something on the Latin name? Yes. Does it have anything on the English name? Nope. It just has something on a Latin name. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, this might be a really good study. Hold on. And I'll get rid of the alligator pictures and the crocodile pictures. Age, growth, and sexual maturity of the crocodile shark Pseudocarcharias kamoharai from the eastern Atlantic Ocean. Alright. This is from Richard Kingdong, Hao Zhangwang, Feng Wu, Jiaoji, I am so sorry if I'm not pronouncing these correctly, Dai, and Siquan Tian. And this is published in, where is this? Frontiers in Marine Science. So let's see. And I won't read the whole abstract, but I'll kind of like shout out anything that might be interesting. Well, actually, okay. How long is this? Okay, I might read the whole abstract. Sorry about that. But like, you know, just to make sure I'm picking up what they're laying down. So to better manage fish stocks, fishery scientists use various data, including age and growth, to inform stock assessments and provide management advice. However, many non-targeted species important to the marine ecosystem, including Pseudocarcharias kamoharai, still lack such studies, which may impede comprehensive assessment of stock status. This study presents the age, growth, and sexual maturity of this species from the tropical eastern Atlantic Ocean by examining vertebrate samples and reproductive tracts. All samples are collected by the Chinese tuna fishery scientific observers between November 2012 and May 2020. That's a pretty big sample size, with sizes ranging from 46 to 101 centimeters fork length. 4 age enhancement techniques applied on whole and sectioned vertebral centra were compared. Okay. 4 growth models fitted to the age data were also compared and corrected. A Kaike information criterion was used to select the most plausible model. Okay? I don't know what that is. Please leave a comment what that is, if you know what that is. Okay, no significant differences were observed in growth and age composition by sex in the sample. Male specimens attained an age at 50% maturity earlier than females. So about the age of maturity for males is about 5 years, and for females is 6 years. And the estimated longevities were 12 years and 13 years for females and males respectively. That's actually, I keep going to fudge, but like that's actually, that's how old dogs get, I think. You know, like 12, 13 years, I think. I don't know. It's been a while. The present study provides useful life history information intending to elucidate the biology of this poorly managed shark species. So let's see. If you go to St. Augustine's alligator farm, they have them all. Whoa! I've never heard of this place. Shark has similar colors as you guys too. Yeah, just like the grays and the browns. Like for the elongate body plan, the grays and browns, and then like possibly maybe if the type specimen had the jaws protruded, maybe I can see the crocodile vibe from that. Possibly. St. Augustine's alligator farm. I've never heard of that place. Let me just check in that really quick, because I'm kind of curious how close I was when I used to live in Florida. St. Augustine's. Oh, that's on the Atlantic. Okay, yeah, I was pretty far away from there, so. But this is actually, I mean, that's probably, that'd be an interesting day trip. That's not too far from where I am now, so interesting. Okay. And I'm just reading with the music. So, also, random Florida fact. There are a couple videos on my channel. I think probably the most popular, like as far as the Florida time period, is the Sand Devil. I made a cake, like a Sand Devil cake, themed cake. It did not taste good, but anyway. If you ever were curious, like you could actually see a good snapshot of my Florida apartment. That was a fun place. I'm glad to not be in Florida now because it's just I miss the change of seasons. But there's a couple. I think if I ever talk about the movie Jaws or if it's the Sand Devil video, those are all Florida. Those were all made in Florida. So fun random trivia, but. Smallest lamnoid. Stuff we know. I still like this though. Despite its worldwide distribution, P. kamoharai has been rarely studied and little is known about its life history due to lack of data, mainly because it's caught as bycatch and discarded. I mean, it's cool that it's like this open ocean, this small little guy, this uniquely small lamniform, is like this open ocean species. You won't see it inshore. Like I think that's really cool. You know, like it's a rare, like you have to go out very far to find the shark. I think that's actually a really cool thing. I'm getting more convinced on how the shark is definitely a chihuahua. Yeah, it is. It is a secret chihuahua. It is the rarest one. Worth a stop. The whole area is amazing. So I've actually, Howard, have you been to? Is it Amelia Island? Amelia Island. Amelia Island, which is not too far from St. Augustine, that is beautiful. Like, and you can get some really cool shark teeth there. I wasn't lucky enough to find one, but I'm pretty sure Amelia Island is a pretty popular fossil spot. So, but that area is gorgeous. So, it's really, really good. A cool place. So, also I had, this is going to sound really dumb, but crystal burgers, I think those are really good. Like we don't have them up here, but I didn't even know it was a thing, but they're pretty good. And I had my first crystal burger in Amelia Island. It's probably not a high quality burger. I think it's like a White Castle Burger King thing, but it's really good. I recommend it. So. But go to Amelia Island for the beauty and the shark teeth, not for the burgers. Like the beauty and the shark teeth, it's a beautiful place. So, let's see, 2 to 4 pups per litter, usually 2 from each uterus. That is actually, it's fascinating that this is higher than the sand tiger shark. This is a small Chihuahua cousin of the sand tiger Crocodile Shark. But that this will produce more pups, like twice as more pups than the sand tiger, because the sand tiger can only produce 1 or 2 pups. And it's a similar, the interuterine cannibalism is a similar method, a reproductive method as like uterine oophagy, but it's just interesting that the smaller species is able to produce more pups. So. It's kind of wild, by the way. Every time I've talked about, and this is almost exclusively sand tiger sharks, every time I've talked about interuterine cannibalism in public, I don't think I've ever had a bad reaction to that. Like, I don't think I've ever had people like freak out when they hear that, which is good. I mean, I appreciate that most people are like, scientifically oriented and they appreciate nature, but it's kind of funny. I never, I'm usually very guarded or careful when I bring that up, and I've never had an issue with it. So and like I literally like I probably should not have done this. I lectured at an elementary school, and I literally brought that up in that elementary school, and it's like probably in hindsight not the best thing to do, but you know, then again, a lot of kids, you know, they kind of like that stuff. You know, they like kids. I think kids have a higher tolerance for like weird, kind of maybe a little bit lurid things than they get credit for. So, but I don't know. Anyway. Very large liver, which is rich in squalene, hence attracting some fisheries. Oh, okay. It's rarely targeted species, but increase in our catch has recently been observed, either target for the large liver or due to a shifting nature of fisheries. Like, this is really fascinating to me that, like, you know, because like most sharks, we see a decline in catches, right? And then this is one of the rare species where it's like, oh, we're seeing more of them, like as time has gone on. You know, that's pretty interesting. A recent ecological risk assessment study by Mura et al. Has ranked the P. kamoharai as high risk due to their high vulnerability to capture and low biological productivity rate. So that's interesting because they do grow fairly quickly as far as sharks go, but 2 to 4 pups is, I mean, that is low. You know, that makes sense. So, thus, life history studies and well-organized fisheries monitoring systems are essential to accurately determine the conservation status of P. kamoharai in oceanic waters worldwide. So, on that note, maybe we got to be careful about this least concern assessment. You know, like, and like and I mean, like, IUCN is like, you know, top experts, like top shark conservation experts. I mean, sharks are actually, like, I know they cover multiple species, but sharks are like a particular group of focus that IUCN does its due diligence on, you know, really well. But it's interesting to kind of like see this aspect where it's like, hey, we have to be mindful about the low biological productivity rate, and just make sure that we're not maybe being overly optimistic on how the species is doing. You know, we just got to make sure that we have an accurate read on its conservation. So that's pretty interesting to see that. Okay, so this is I just saw a comment. So I have an interesting, bizarre question for Howard. So like, because I just saw your comment about eating alligators. So I had a boss who he had a rare he had not Lyme disease, but he had like a weird tick bite that, like, the tick transmitted like a parasite, or not a parasite, but something that like prevented him from eating meat. Like, he could not eat meat. And I mean, like, you know, let's just say like burgers, bacon, you know, just like cows and pigs. Like, he could not do it. He could do chicken, but he couldn't do cows or pigs. So because of like the parasite, and actually he would be it would actually be kind of dangerous for him to eat meat, right? And so we had an interesting conversation when we were all in Florida, where it's like, you know, alligator is on the menu in Florida, or in parts of Florida, and I guess parts in the South in general. And he was like, do you think I would get sick if I eat alligator? And I said, I don't think you would, because it's completely different taxonomically. It's on a completely different branch than cows and pigs. So it's like, I think you would be safe. But I don't know that. So my question is, my kind of weird biological question is, like, you know, for somebody who had like a, I forget the parasite or the condition, but like for somebody who had this weird tick bite, like virus thingy, I wish I had the right terms. If somebody had this condition where you cannot eat cows and pigs, but you can eat chicken, can that person eat alligator meat? Is my question that I'm posing to you. Because I don't know 100% the answer, but my guess is you can, because it's a completely different branch. but am I wrong? I don't know. Like, thoughts on that? I know it's a weird question, but like, what do you think? Do you think he could have done it and should have taken the risk, or do you think probably better to avoid that altogether? And reading as I kind of see responses, because it's a tricky one, because it's like there's real stakes. Like if we were wrong, he never tried it, but if we were wrong, he would be, hospitalized. So like, but I think we were right that he could have gone for it, but I don't know. Yeah. Oh, oh wow. So this is a cool map, and I'm going back and forth between comments and study just to make sure I don't miss any comments. But this is a really cool map because, like, okay, there's Brazil, there's Sierra Leone, or Leone and Cape Verde, but this is an enormous area. So it's kind of really cool that they sampled this, and that is a huge area. So that's actually really cool that they got or encountered crocodile sharks across all these sites. I don't know. For me personally, I'm not exactly sure how to translate degrees to like how long that is in terms of kilometers. Actually, let's see if we can find that. Okay, I'm actually a little curious about that. I'm just looking that up right now. So a degree... Okay, a degree in longitude is 55 miles, and a degree in latitude is 69 miles. So this is like... Wow. Hold on. Let's say 55 times... What is that? That's a huge area. Basically 1,000 miles length, and then, oh man, 20. I'm just doing really, really stupid math, but is that like 1,000,000 square miles? That's a huge area. Like 1,000 miles by, I think another 1,000 miles. Sorry, I'm just kind of like mind blown. Howard says, not sure, found it compared well to fish. I might have tried a small amount. Yeah, I think I'm right there with you on that. Like, that's interesting. Yeah, that's actually interesting. It compares. Would you say it's closer to fish or to like a burger? That's actually interesting. That the texture is closer to fish, but because I've never had alligator personally. I don't think I've ever had any reptile personally. So that's interesting. Let's see. 500 specimens were caught during this trip. And I'm sorry, I think I'm dwelling too much on methods. So we should go, because usually discussion is kind of where. Yep. Let's just skip over to discussion. Oh, this is interesting. So, these are the shark vertebrae with different staining techniques. And the rings are really interesting. I think there was... it's a sort of controversial method where these are growth rings in the vertebrae, and people... Oh, sorry, what did I say? Not people. I think originally scientists would count the growth rings, not like they would determine the number of growth rings and apply that to. It's kind of like the same thing as counting rings on a tree, where like certain bands would apply to how like years, you know. And it kind of makes sense in terms of like, you know, certain mineral deposits that would make the bands may occur during seasonal times of year, or like different seasons. So like maybe like the off season is a dark band, and then like, you know, summer or like a highly productive season is a white band, and so on and so forth. However, this method is controversial because I think there's a lot of debate on how accurate the number of bands is in relation to the number of seasons or the number of years, and how many exceptions there are. So vertebral bands and counting vertebral bands has been a older method of aging a shark, but I think for the past 10 or 20 years, I want to say it's under debate in terms of like how effective that is. So, oh wow. Audia, I did not know you. Okay, so Audia says thought alligators similar to chicken. Howard's closely fishered squid. Oh, and Roy makes a good point. Yeah, isn't it cool that these are not bones? Like these are not. So this is all cartilage. Like these are cartilaginous bands. It's pretty wild. You know, like when you think about it. And shark skeletons in general are pretty wild. Where it's like it is some kind of structure. I think when I was a kid, a lot of the older nature documentaries would always say like sharks don't have bones, and like I think that sort of affected how I thought about them, where it was like when I realized that they actually do have skeletons but they're made of cartilage, it took me a while to kind of process that, because I think when you say that sharks don't have bones, it's sort of misleading in terms of like, well, they have a skeleton but it's cartilage. So oh. Is this translated? It's counting the bands. I wonder what what those mean. Oh, BM is birthmark. PM is pre-birthmark. Pre-birthmark, birthmark. Interesting. So I'm assuming these numbers correlate to years. That does fit into the timeline because the shark lives to 12 or 13 years. So interesting. Pretty in-depth biostats, which we won't go into right now, but okay, here we go. Now we're into discussion. This is going to be interesting. So as indicated by the difference in sex ratio, males were more frequently captured than females in the Eastern Atlantic. A different study also reported males dominating catches in the same region, corroborating our finding. Meanwhile, in the southwestern Atlantic, females dominated the catches. So that's actually interesting. That sounds like, there you go. Sorry, I was about to say this. This change in sex ratio may simply imply that they segregate by size and sex in different regions, or that the fishing gears have different selectivities since many similar-sized species were observed in the catches. I kind of want to say it's probably that. I'm going to guess that it's actually probably that they segregate by size and sex, because I know other shark species do that, so that's what I'm guessing. Oh, and this study captured the smallest individual of the crocodile shark at 46 centimeters, so very, very small. Baby chihuahua. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. A different study reported a dissimilar size range of P. kamoharai and also an unequal sex ratio in catches as presented in this study. They advised that this unevenness in catches might increase the risk of overexploitation of the species. So, Oh, here we go. Vertebral are the most used structures to age sharks, though they are at times difficult to read on account of the poor contrast between opaque and translucent growth bands, especially for species such as the blue shark. So this is kind of like what I was talking about earlier, where it's like you got to be careful counting the bands for shark vertebrae. Oh, sorry. I don't know how I lost that. Okay. This is kind of talking about some of the techniques they used. Okay. So, they're talking about the age study done. There's a different age study. Verified the annual periodicity of the growth band disposition for the species, which could apply to the age readings carried out in the present study. So they're saying that for this species, you can... a different study says that, yes, we verified that the growth rings on the vertebrae are valid, and you can use them. You can theoretically use them to age the species correctly. So, okay. Okay, so the one study says that females are 13, it can reach an age of 13 and males 8, and then this current study says males can reach an age of 11 and females 10. So fairly roughly comparable. Okay. Okay. You know what's really funny? Like, Anya, you make such a good point about why is it called a crocodile shark? Like, this is bothering me now. Like, we've found no reason why this is a crocodile shark. So, let's see. Before the night is over, we probably have to do, worst case scenario, a Google search. So, we will see. Oh, interesting. Crocodile shark grows faster than other pelagic shark species with larger body sizes, such as the blue shark and the short-fin mako. Interesting. Our results suggest that the crocodile shark in the TEA Ocean, what is that? Tropical Eastern Atlantic. Sorry, in the tropical Eastern Atlantic Ocean may have a faster growth rate than those in the southwestern Atlantic Ocean. This may be due to the abundance of food, in food availability, and also due to the differences in water temperature, because temperature plays an important role in determining the growth rate of sharks. And in the Indian study, we learned that this species likes to be in 20 degrees water, which is warm. That is warm water. So that's pretty cool, kind of connecting those dots. Oh, this is actually cool. Okay, so contrary to most teleosts, so teleosts are not all bony fish, but they're most bony fish that begin to mature between 40 and 80% of their maximum length. Elasmobranchs, like sharks, rays, and chimeras, mature at a much larger relative size of their maximum length, which increases the vulnerability of these species to overfishing. Oh yeah, and then, yep, female sharks tend to be, well, female elasmobranchs tend to be larger than males. Yep. And this fits here. Crocodile sharks are no exception. Females are larger than males. Pseudocarcharias kamoharai can be considered a medium-sized lifespan pelagic shark as compared to other elasmobranchs given their observed maximum age, 13 years, and theoretical longevity, 13 years. Talking about the methods. No significant difference in age composition between males and females. In this area of the Atlantic. The species grows faster than many other lamnoids. Okay. Alright, that's a pretty cool study. We learned a couple new things about like vertebrate counts, and then the fact that this is, I mean, it's no surprise, this is the fastest growing lamnoid or lamniform, but it also has a low reproductive cycle. So, like in terms of having, or low productivity in terms of having 2 to 4 pups. So, Adi makes a good point about the crocodile shark's name. My other thought was it could be its behavior when it's on deck. Maybe it snaps its jaws a lot. That's a really cool idea. Or maybe it does a death roll. Roy says maybe it does a death roll to try and escape in some way. That would be really cool. I forgot about death rolls and that crocodilians did that. So, okay. It is almost 11, so let's see if we can find why this is called a crocodile shark, and then I think we'll wrap it up. And before I go on this vital name quest, because we really need to know. There's nothing that has like indicated any reason why this is called a crocodile shark, so we got to find this out. But before I do this, just quick announcement. So we'll be here next week. We'll definitely do a stream next week. The following week, I'm actually going to be out at sea for a little bit. I'm going to be heading into Norfolk Canyon, which is a really cool deep water canyon environment, and doing joining a pelagic wildlife tour. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a long day though, so I probably won't be able to stream like 2 Mondays from now. So just want to give plenty of heads up that we'll definitely do a stream next week. And then the week after, I will be absent, and then we'll catch up. Oh, sorry, I don't know why my screen is doing that. And then the week after, we'll catch up. So, and I hopefully we'll have some shark pictures, because I know this time of year it's really rare, but we do have white sharks moving up and down the coast this time of year. We have mako sharks this time of year, but it's really, really rare. So, no promises, but fingers crossed. I really hope we'll see something. I did this tour last summer and did see a scalped hammerhead shark, first one in my life. So, so hopefully the next time we come back after that period, like I'll have some pictures to share. So fingers crossed on that. But we're definitely here next week. So let me know what kind of shark you want to do next week. And then also next week, or I guess this weekend is St. Paddy's Day, but we can make next week a St. Paddy's theme somehow. I wonder, like maybe like an Irish shark, because like there's some unique species in Ireland. So I don't know, but I'm gonna search for the crocodile shark's name right now. But let me know in the chat if there's a particular species you want to go over next week, and we'll talk about that species. So let's see. What's the earliest record of crocodile shark? Let's see if that has any insight. Because usually the oldest stuff has like the names. So we'll see. Like in the reasoning. Also, fun fact, in research in general, like I think newer things have gotten, like newer research has gotten. Oh, hold on. Get up here. Let me close out some windows. Newer things have gotten standardized, which is really good for science, but when you go back in time and look at older research, it's a little bit more romantic. Like the writing is a little bit more flowery, and like I really enjoy that. Like there's a little bit more personality for older records. So let's see if I could Google this actually, because it won't take me to what I want on that page. So let's do. Sometimes you can kind of go through the back door to find stuff. this one. Did I just do it? Aha! I think I just did it. Did I really just do this? Heck yeah! Haha! Okay. First record of the Crocodile Shark. From the... Oh no, sorry, from New Zealand waters. I don't think I did it. I should not have high-fived myself. Never mind. Okay. Well, this was the study that we're trying to find anyway. But let's see. Really cool. That's actually a beautiful diagnostic drawing. Look at that. It was really good. Might have to Google this. Okay. Okay. So, it was not as cool as I thought it was. Okay. Why is Pseudocarcharias kamoharai called crocodile shark? Okay, the crocodile shark was given its name. This is Google, so you know this is something, but we got to be careful. The crocodile shark was given its name because when removed from water, it snaps its powerful jaw vigorously and is reminiscent of a crocodile. This is from sharkwater.com. Is this Sharkwater the documentary? This will be cool. This would fit into Anya's theory. But let's see. Ooh. Wait, hold on. I'm just catching up with the chat. While studying the crocodile shark, I ran across... Anya says, while studying crocodile shark with you, I ran across mention of sharks biting undersea cables. Yes! So I think cookie cutters are very... first account... Cookie cutters, I think, are famous for doing that. But first account was in 1985 with the Canary Islands. Two websites mentioned the teeth they found at the bite site were from the crocodile shark. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. But the sources were convincing. It seems more they found teeth, but didn't identify from which weren't convincing. Okay. I had no idea the action on undersea cables and sharks. There's even a video biting one from recent years. Whoa. Yes, so I know cookie cutter sharks are infamous for doing that. And I don't know why they would do it, but... Alright. Is this... Okay, I don't know how valid this is. So Sharkwater is a documentary. Is there sources on this? I like it. It's the best we've got, but I don't know how legit that is. Let's see if we can find something else. Wikipedia? Wikipedia is helpful as a starting point. Oh, here we go. This is completely different. Taxonomy. Okay, here we go. The English common name crocodile shark is derived from its Japanese name Mizu-wani, literally water crocodile, which refers to its sharp teeth and habit of snapping vigorously when taken out of the water. Right, where is that from? Oh, this might be... Is this it? Oh, this is a good website. Biology of Sharks and Rays. I know this website. We should feature this website more often. Sorry, Biology of Sharks and Rays. This is a good classic shark website. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, this is a good way to wrap up, actually. For most of the time since the discovery in 1936, the little crocodile shark, Pseudocarcharias kamoharai, has been a taxonomic foster child, shuffled from genus to genus and family to family. Aww. It was originally described as Crocodile kamoharai by ichthyologist Kiyomatsu Matsubara, based on a 29-inch male specimen from the Kodi fish market in Japan. Over the next 4 decades or so, the crocodile shark was variably placed in the genus Crocodile or Odontaspis in the family Odontaspidae. Sorry. Leonard Compagno, the titan that he is, proposed a new genus and family to properly commemorate the crocodile shark's distinctiveness. Compagno regarding the crocodile shark is a systematic formed by the megamouth basking shark. That's wild. This is cool. Let's compare mitochondrial DNA and ctDNA sequences in landowner sharks. Supports a close affinity between megamouth and crocodile sharks. That's cool. Suggesting that they may be even more closely related than Compagno proposed. According to the molecular systematics data, megamouth and crocodile sharks are sister taxa, more closely related to one another than to any other group. I really love that because megamouths are huge, and this guy is superlatively small. So, sharing a relatively recent common ancestor. The fossil record suggests that the crocodile shark is relatively recent compared with megamouth. Wait, but where's the name? Wait, I thought... Didn't this have the name on it somewhere? Hold on. More about the life history and behavior of the crocodile shark. Oh, here we go. Okay, sorry, this might have more. Never implicated in attacks on humans, generally regarded as harmless to people due to its small size, non-cutting teeth, and oceanic habitat. Strong jaws and powerful jaw muscles should invite respect while handling, as this species snaps strongly and vigorously when captured. I like this phrase, invite respect. This, yeah, I like this phrase. Okay. Oh, look at this! Wait, the cable! AT&T installed the world's first deep-sea fiber optic cable. I think, Anya, this might be what you're talking about? Shark bite caused failures. Scores of shark teeth and tooth fragments were removed from the recovered cable segments. 2 are apparently from the open ocean Crocodile, probably the oceanic white tip. And few were declared to belong to goblin sharks. But the vast majority, a total of over 50 teeth and fragments, were identified as having come from a rare and little-known species of crocodile shark. This might be legit. Anya, this might be legit. Let's see. Let's see. The species' vernacular name is derived from one of its Japanese names, Mizu-wani, which means literally water crocodile. The name reflects not only its prominent spike-like teeth, but also the scrappy little shark's habit of snapping vigorously when removed from the water. Its jaws are short, heavily constructed, and powerfully muscled. Japanese fishermen who have suffered the misfortune of underestimating the crocodile shark's reach attest that it can bite very hard. But if left unmolested in its natural habitat, it is probably not particularly dangerous to people. Oh my gosh. Alright, this is a lot of information. So and again, this is a good website. I know Reef Quest Center for Shark Research. This is a really good one. So I think I'm satisfied with that. I think that makes sense as far as like that's where it gets its name for being feisty and bitey and scrappy. And the Japanese name Mizu-wani. I like this. Spiky teeth, feisty, scrappy. Loving the shark. So, all right. This is a really great little chunk of information. Let's see what else, if we have anything. Wow. Vertical migrator. Highly protrusible trap-like jaws. All right, we are adding this website. It is actually literally 11 o'clock right now, but we're totally adding this website to future streams because this is amazing. That's actually really great. Really great little resource. So biology sharks are raised. I've run across it a couple of times. Elasmoresearch.org, but I've never really, we haven't really done these on the stream, and this is pretty great. So, let's see. Although AT&T shark research crews failed to turn up any crocodile sharks, it has added substantially to our knowledge of deep-sea sharks in the Canary Islands. It provided a rare opportunity for scientists to explore one of the least known parts of our planet. Extending the known depth ranges and diets of several deep-sea shark species, produced several museum specimens of rare sharks, and even yielded several potential new species. Man, that is so cool. Alright, well, I think we're about to wrap up the crocodile shark. I like that it's rare. We got some nice little chunks of information, but it is still like a lot to explore with this species, so I think that's really, really cool. I'm just checking the chat. There's a lot of conversation. Any thoughts for next week's shark? Let's see. I'm just rewinding, making sure I got everything. Man, you guys are awesome. Like I'm just scanning over the discussion, but it's super, super cool about the cables. Chihuahua shark. Let's see. Do you want to do? I'm trying to think. Like, I'm thinking for next week we could do either an Irish. I'm pretty sure there's cat sharks unique to Ireland, or we could do a different kind of saw shark. Like I just saw Howard's comment on saw sharks, so we could let's see what we got, because we did the Japanese saw shark a couple weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago. We could do Chihuahua shark. Yeah. Let me check what other saw sharks we have. Oh, actually, do you know what would be kind of a cool one? Okay, you know what would actually be kind of a really cool one? Let's see. Speaking of rare sharks, it'd actually probably be a natural transition from the crocodile shark is the Bahamas saw shark. This is a new one, like Pristiophorus schroederi, named after Schroeder, like Bigelow and Schroeder, very famous ichthyologist. So what do you think, Bahamian saw shark? I don't know if we'll get a lot of footage, but it is tropical, and it is a nice little transition from the tropical crocodile shark. And I mean, Bahamas. So, Bahamas are like a fun place. You vacation in Bahamas, and it's the Monday after St. Paddy's Day. It has to be like a party vibe. So, like, okay, I think it's settled. I think next week we're gonna do, if it sounds cool to everybody, I think we should do the Bahamian saw shark. So we'll cue that up for next week. So, but I'm gonna wrap it up now. But thanks so much for joining me with the crocodile shark. This is the cutest, smallest, feistiest little lamnid, and honestly, what was the phrase? Like it invites respect. I think that is a good note to end on. This shark invites respect, and we all very much respect it. So, but I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and I hope you have a really good and I hope you enjoy St. Paddy's Day, if you guys celebrate St. Paddy's Day, and have a fun time. And I will see you next week in the Bahamas with a fairly new, it's actually a pretty new saw shark. So, but thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon, guys. Take care.